Morning, 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 chat. How we doing, folks? How are we doing? Wow, what a wild afternoon into new day we have here then. All right, as we can see on the daily, starting to expand, weekly model playing out to the upside. All right, here we go. Taking out liquidity, and what we have here, all right, is resting liquidity, which we have not swept, which I'll go over. Biggest issue we have right now is a lack of structure. Here's your gap up. Anyone who watched yesterday, right, we got to those 600s around here, reclaimed the 20-day, and we just drifted higher, drifted higher, drifted higher, drifted higher overnight, drifted higher overnight, and then explosion on NFP. So everyone who was short the bottoms now is in big, big pain. Okay, but what we have here at the moment is a lack of structure. There is a lack of structure for me. I do not... all right, want to be buying up here, do I? We want a pullback into a key level to hold to go higher. So that is what we're going to wait for today. If we think about this level right here, all right, this is basically where we pulled back, and this high here, this is where we pulled back to on FP and held. So this old high is effectively at 04s. We can see that more in the lower time frames as we get into the hourlies. Let's have a look at these. All right, this chart down here, absolutely gross. All right, you can see, absolutely mental. You can see, let's get rid of this guy. All we've done, all right, double bottom at the lows, leave a weak low. Don't like that, but we've walked it, sideways, 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 and eventually broke out. Here's the strong channel. We're now breaking out above that channel, okay? Broke out yesterday, and overnight or into close, we've just walked it and walked it and walked it and walked it and walked it back up to this level here. This is an old high, which we've now taken out of the 800s. You remember me talking about that yesterday. 800s taken. So now we're looking at what? Well, we're a thin structure here, so we're ripping through that. And really the target right now is sort of 925. It's an old point of control, or naked point of control, some of you might call it, right here. And then above that, we have resting liquidity into, let's get these right, 964, 24,000, might as well call it, and all-time highs 2470. All right, we're very, very bullish. But if we zoom in and think about how we got there, all right, we closed cash yesterday. This candle all the way down here at 687s. All right, closed cash yesterday at 687s, and we put in a high yesterday regular hours up here at like 211s, which is basically where that morning dip came down to, which also held the 200 on the 5-day or the 21 on the hourly. Funny that. All right, so we're still holding very, very bullish trend right here. You can see it, held it, and on the 5-minute, sorry, not 5-day, 5-minute, we held that 200. So anyone using that new indicator, there's your dip and rip, and we reclaim the 21 and off to the races. All right, so this thing's squeezing higher. It's squeezing higher, but we have a lack of structure. So where is the structure? Well, really, there's a couple opportunities. All right, if we pull back and we do some sort of double bottom and hold this old high, we can think about that kind of move there. You do want to mark out this NFP low, and you can also anchor VWAP off that NFP low as well. It'll give you average price, which we'll do in a minute on the lower time frame. If we start getting stuck under NFP low, the rotation back down to 550 is possible. I'm not ruling out shorts, all right? I'm not ruling out shorts. I'm not going to be guessing shorts up here. I'm also not going to be buying up here. So it's really simple. This thing needs to build out some structure. I need to see something like this, all right? Or even just build sideways or sideways up here and pop and hold. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to need structure above like just a straight push upside after a grind all day yesterday and all overnight and a push up, all right? Because if we get stuck up here, this is possible, all right? So we're looking for a back test and a hold, or some structures be built out and a hold. And if they fail structure up here, there's a short down to here. And if they fail under here, there's a short all the way down to here to fill in some of this imbalance, okay? We can even do a profile overnight if you want. All right, that's your overnight profile. We are very thin, okay? We're very thin all the way down to sort of those 770. So this block here, same block. That's where we're thin down to. You can see anything above 800 was very thin. We're building out some volume at 870s. All right, so candle transition. But under 870s, if they don't protect this thin volume, we drop all the way back down. All right, so it's worth being aware of, and we have these targets above. So ideally dips to hold so we can play pro trend. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard. All right, and you can see that here, lower time frame. All right, here's your back test this morning. So we didn't take Asia and London. This is the one thing to be aware of. Globex is down here. We took London low, which is this low here, but we left Asia low. We didn't fill gaps. So we took this low, reclaimed, and there's your long trigger back up, which is what I played. I did play it on evals. I did lose one eval because I hedged one short here and it got stopped out on the move back up. And the others are nicely positive, knocking most of them into 880s because we had liquidity there to aim for. So this is what we're looking for, right? I'm going to get rid of this guy here and this guy here, and we can do a little anchor on NFP. All right, that's your NFP anchor, which is going to be your RBS right here. All right, if we hold this, that's a shallow pullback given the size of the move. If they hold this, we can aim higher. If they come under that, oh, I actually want that. That's a shame. If we come under that, right, you've got blue box below. And I'm not really thinking about shorts until we really give away some structure. All right, so if we get stuck under this and maybe down to here, if they really want to come down to here and these, okay, but really still, we're pro trend is long. That would just be sweeping all these stops, right? So if it gets stuck here and wants to sweep everyone and bids off previous day value, very, very possible. So I'm aware of everything here. I do not want to be buying long up here. Remember, the best buying value was off yesterday's levels, which is all the way down here. This is fair value right now. All right, 500. We're 400 points higher. Grind, 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 little sweep explosion. All right, we don't want to buy up here. This is an area to buy. This is not an area to buy. Even if it goes higher now, unfortunately, it's swing traders who are having the fun right now. I forget, one of you is swing long in chat. Forget who it is, but hopefully you're very comfortable right now. I think you were long from the beginning of the week. All right, let's have a look at the MAG and ES. ES, by the way, we had divergence. ES is at all-time highs. If we just zoom out of this, you will see new all-time highs made on ES today. All right, so you'd be looking for back test of old highs. Really simple, isn't it? Back test of old highs. We can get rid of this. And we can put this on. This guy can go. All right, so ES very, very strong. Have a look at the VIX, which should be dying. There you go. So dying VIX, failing all key levels, coming back down into this kind of territory down here. All right. And then the last thing to look at is we will go through the MAG. Make sure I'm on the right thing for you. Yep. All right, Apple. Beautiful. All right, we talked about this yesterday. Flat top up here. Higher lows. Building that squeeze. If it can hold a breakout here, it's got room. Remember, Apple's got lots and lots and lots of room to play catch up to these highs, all right, which is what I'm looking for in this move, because that would be what? Completion of the cup. If we build liquidity there, we're on a hand. Remember, I'm long from 200s right now. Is it 200s or, yeah, 200s? So I have to check that, or is it 220s? I think it's 200s because when we're at 30s, I was up nicely. Yes, it's 200s I'm long from. Swing long on Apple. JD, you almost shook me out of that, mate. You almost convinced me to get out of Apple, and then it was dying. Thank God I played the technicals. Okay. Amazon, same thing. All right. Basing over. Chance for expansion. We're going to probably see the same thing in most charts here. Here you go. Goog, same thing. All right. Inverted head and shoulders or cup and handle, whatever you want to call it. Charts for expansion. You don't want to see it dive under this range, gapping up or at least opening up flat. Meta, that's interesting. All right, Meta obviously swiped yesterday at the open, stuck inside yesterday's range. That's one to pay attention to. We are gapping up, we are holding, but we're just in a range there on Meta. I think 750s might have been old highs. No, it peaked way above that. Okay, we're stuck. We're actually stuck here on Meta. That is interesting. All right. There's your supply. This is trap buyers. It needs to reclaim these levels to get back up. Glad I just checked that one out. Meta, interesting chart. Microsoft, nice little push up on NFP. Again, we'll need to hold this level here, Microsoft, to continue higher. Nvidia still does not look good to me, folks. I'm going to be honest. We drew this out yesterday. There's your box on Nvidia. It is not reclaiming it. If Nvidia cannot reclaim this level, it is going to get dangerous, right? If Nvidia starts rejecting sort of 74s and this bear flag here that we talked about yesterday, we have a long way down for structure. Do not like the look of that right now. Do not like the look of Nvidia at the moment. Tesla, that looks good. That's the kind of thing you want to see. All right, supply up here. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. All right, short's getting a bit nervous. Breakout will come over 68, whatever it is up there. So most of the mag looking good other than Nvidia right now. I'm selfishly going to have a quick look at open. Ooh, ooh. All right, as we approach my next target, you can see these yellow lines, so I can get rid of some of these. All right, so technically, I think we have 8s now, because I remember saying if we get through this level here, yes. So we should be looking for 8s now. So I have my next sell order up here into 8s on open, and if we get through that, I'll look for 9s and 10s and 11s, and that must be bigger supply. It is, so 1050s. So those are targets for me. Remember, I am swing long in open from 2s, from just under 2s. Fantastic. Fantastic. What a beautiful day. It's nice waking up when your portfolio is up this big. Beautiful. All right, zooming this in. All right, still making a flag here. This thing just wants to go higher. All it wants to do is go on a pump right now. All it wants to do is go on a pump. So we're going to have to wait for some form of dip to see, and then be flexible if we go risk off, especially if Nvidia goes tank down. Let's see who's in here in the chat. Morning, 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 everyone. Oh, it's not going to let me move it. Here we go. Oh, I have to do it on OBS. I cannot see the chat on my screen. Let's close down that poll. All right, morning. Muhan, Jesse, Miguel, Toby, Dawson, DJ Noah, NRS, Info Risk Trader, Richard Johnson, Silem, Saint, Christy, Troy, Firewater, Raphael, Moby, Thumper, Sergio, Brandon, Christopher, Aga, Peter, Jim K, Willa Williams, Charles, Mike Light, Peter Illis, Dean, Jack, Danny Corking, Paul G, Shane V, Eva, Mike, Allen, Dojon, Marek, Harinder, Jeff, Gatney. Good morning. Dojon saying, done for the day off NFP. Nice work, mate. Happy days. I wish I could say the same. I only traded some of my 250k evals. I did lose one of them. I did hedge them. I was honest. I said I was going to play these that way, but one of them's up 11,600. The other one's 5,300, and the other one just 1,000. So the main damage done in one of those, 11,000, means I can trade it far more normally now. Okay, 40 seconds to the open. This is your anchored VWAP on NFP. Remember, we've been straight up. Make sure you mark out these lows. All right, and we have these levels down here if it starts getting heavy. We are bullish overall. Sentiment is bullish overall, but we are extended. I'm not going to pick tops. I'm going to let this do whatever it is that it wants to do and calm itself down, and then we can think about what's what. All right, then we can think about how we're going to trade it. Okay, make sure I've got everything set up here. There we go. So MAG all open up green other than NVIDIA like I talked about. Amazon also down on the day. Apple flat. The big gainer Tesla right now. The big gainer is Tesla right now. Let this market calm down because it will have some decent size of orders to get through given market on open, the MOO. Here you go. New highs coming here. A bit of a wiggle. They will need to make some decisions about how deep they let this come back down, if at all. Do they let shorts out at all who are getting these tops right now? We do have an old, one thing I didn't talk about, or maybe I did, I can't remember. We have an old naked point of control. I think I did talk about it into sort of 917, 920. I am watching that level. 915. I'll make sure I've got this on the chart. It's right here. That's a big level. All right, folks, let's see. Yeah, please don't forget to smash that like button. All right, at least 100 of you watching right now have not done it. All you got to do is smash that like button. Once we get to 100 likes, we will give away an Apex account of any size that you like. If I'm feeling kind on stream, maybe I'll give something else away. We'll see. Okay, so into the anchored VWAP. Holding anchored VWAP right now. Holding that lower time frame RBS. Absolutely wild. But it's what it's holding at the moment. Make sure you are watching your ATR, as it's likely to swipe a few times today. And we can get some volume on here. Back to this anchored VWAP from the NFP candle and this RBS. So do they hold this? If not, we'd probably dump all the way down to 800s. And if we fail 800s, we can look at that 726 level. And if they start failing underneath that, we can think about either a trap or shorts all the way back down to 600 and 550s. All right. At the moment, very extended up here. Remember, we don't want to long the highs, do we? We really don't want to be longing highs. Let everyone else be silly enough to do that. We really ideally want to come lower and offer us a good value to buy off. That would be the most ideal thing. Right now, coming into that RBS, this old swing high from 8:30 this morning. That's what we're holding at the moment. Yes, looking good here. Holding well. SPY not retested its VWAP yet. Still holding 5-minute flow zones. QQQ has retested the VWAP, which is why I said that. So the ETF, QQQ, finding a bid off VWAP for now. SPY not down there yet. Relative strength in the ES, like we talked about. It is up 0.82% on the day. Sorry, that is a lie. It is up 0.41% on the day. NQ up 0.83% on the day. But ES has made new all-time highs. Right? ES has made new all-time highs. Closed your runner. Oh, were you long pre-market, Peter? Yeah, I only made it up to 880. 880 was my last cover point or sell point on these accounts. Like I said, I only traded 1, 2, 3, 4 250k evals, Apex evals, because they're very hard to pass. But now I've got 11,000 done on one of them. It's going to mean I can trade it normal size and normally over the next 3 or 4 weeks to get it passed, rather than having to force size because they're bloody hard to pass otherwise. All right, QQQ still holding VWAP, still holding RBS. All right, so we have a QQQ ETF VWAP right here. Lots of volume being traded up here now. That old high at 44 is important. These old highs here seem somewhat important. Let's have a look at the liquidity below. Is there much? No, most of it's up there at 950. Let's have a look at ES. Evenly stacked. We just wait to see what we do here. Again, like I said, it's possible that we give a decent chunk of this back, all right, given that we've left that NFP low and we've been very explosive to the upside and we have divergence that ES has already taken the high. So ideally, I'd like to be long, but I'm not going to rule out that counter trend short. It's a much harder trade. I'd much rather see it fade under some key levels and leave buyers stuck at highs if we're going to do that. I need to see one side stuck like we always talk about. So we're trading underneath New York VWAP, currently stuck between New York VWAP, New York VWAP, 24-hour VWAP, RBS, RBS. If they fail this, possibly come down for a retest of this. If they fail this level here, we have this low-hanging fruit if they really want to take this out. I'd be somewhat surprised if they do that because then they're going to let bears have their day. But let's see. Mixed bag here on the mag. Tesla the strong one, 3.5% up. Nvidia now, 2.5% down. It is fading that level we talked about. The 74s are being faded. We're trading at 167 now. I'd be very concerned on Nvidia right here, folks, because that's been leading the charge on this bullish market, and it is stuck with buyers trapped above right now. This is everything we've talked about a few times this week. We can go over to it so you can see it nice and clearly. All right, we are leaving these participants stuck here. You can see this is a bear flag breakdown on Nvidia. If the market starts to roll with it, I'd watch 64s. In fact, I'm going to set a price alert right here. Where's my alert gone? Add alert. Okay, just so I know. Might be like Y because that can give a good indication of a sweep or a hold for me. So far, bulls at those highs have been left stuck underneath 71, and we're rotating lower. So decent pullback here. Watching to see if SPY comes to VWAP, which is what it looks like it's about to do. Finding a bit in front of VWAP for now. I want to see SPY come to VWAP, see how we react. We just went wick to wick on the spiders. I want to see if we trade down to VWAP. If we let go of VWAP, then I think it's very possible that we can come to VWAP. If we let go of that, then we're going to look for these pivots and this NFP low, data low. It's very, very possible if we leave these buyers trapped. Otherwise, I'm willing to play a bear trap if we hold. All right, if we do something like this, I'm willing to play the bear trap on the way back up for new highs. If we get stuck under here, especially under here, there's levels down here. You can think about the size of this as well, off NFP. Coming into 50 on that VWAP as well, and golden zone down here. So aware of these areas. All right, darling. Loves you. This is on the one, right? Yeah. All right, they're finding bids here. In front of it. We want it to come a little bit lower first, but definitely someone trying to come in there. We'd like to see this come lower first. Come on. We're into this pullback zone from this morning. Nice rejection of this though, so noting that out mentally. Want to buy into strength if they're going to do it, or buy after a trap if they're going to do it. That would be the most ideal kind of scenario at the moment. Who's this buyer that's come on down here? 75s. That's pretty low. underneath VWAP. Again, just patiently waiting here, nothing to do yet. If we start reclaiming, we can think about it. I would like this lower first, but did pretty much get to that 50%. I'd like to see it just tag into here and see how we react. All right, because we've got lower time frame, algo down here. We've got RBS zone, lots of areas down here. If we start reclaiming all these, then they can put on a squeeze potentially. Just looks like what they're trying to do into these 50s, that whole number. Still no higher highs and higher lows yet. Flow zones bearish currently. I want to see us trade into here and see how we react. That's what I really want to see. Contorted morning, everyone. Late, but ready for a green day. Nice, mate. ES just stuck at these highs, holding very, very well. ES is holding very, very well. Some of the market finding a bit of a bid here. A bit more of a bid here on NVIDIA. Still 2% down, but it's trying to find an answer. It's trying to find a bid. It wants to trade up at the moment to go and test that sort of zone where it failed from. All right, are we going to reclaim here and go? New York open up here. NVIDIA's finding a bid here for sure. Can it go and retest that key level? It's a shame we didn't pull back a bit further there. Watching these carefully. This is not ideal. Reclaiming 50s. Pushing 70s. They are selling on each push, interestingly. So they're not, I don't have conviction yet. They are selling each push. I do think we're going to try and retest the highs, but we haven't pulled back to a level that I like. And this was the New York Open. If they reclaim New York Open and base above, can think about something. Or something more aggressive, I should say. Here's the New York Open. All right. In this now, small size, tiny, tiny size, because I don't like the entry. I'm just watching ES start to blast. Not ideal here. I'd much rather a pull back down into here first. So I want to be very, very careful here. Willing to take this off. It's just a feeler, guys, as in micros. It's just a feeler. All right. I'd take that off. Take that off and wait. Build out a bit more. It's probably a bit jumpy there. Wondering if it was going to go without me. So just flat on that. NVIDIA back at VWAP. If it reclaims VWAP and previous day low, it's got a better shot at squeezing here on NVIDIA. If it rejects this level, market might be in trouble. So I'm just going to wait. Man, it's hard. I want it to retest down here. It doesn't feel like it's going to come. I've put a feeler on. I took a feeler off stop break even, and now I think we're going to go. Yes, just shaping up. What's the time here? 30 seconds until we get that opening range. Let's just wait here 30 seconds for the sake of it. That New York Open's key. It is key. Yeah, still waiting contorted, definitely. Not seeing what I want yet, so just waiting. And Nvidia just failed VWAP. Nvidia's failed VWAP. All right, come back down to lows. This is better now. See if we can get down into this. All right, this is a lower high. If they get a breakdown here underneath 22, they're going to look for a wash to take out 93s and down here. That's why I wanted to be careful. If they reclaimed this, all right, the reason I was looking for long, I thought it might go without me, is if they reclaim this. This area here is key. If they keep holding it, this is possible. If they fail under here, we likely rotate under VWAP and maybe take this out. So both things are possible right now. I don't really want to buy up here. I want to see some kind of wash and go. I don't even mind buying higher if I know someone's trapped. Problem is at the moment, it's not that obvious. Mic keeps going out. Does it really? Have I got problems with my mic? You guys said that yesterday. I might have to do a test on it. All right, so opening range now set. Nvidia coming back to VWAP again. Still not over it. I'm just going to get a refill on coffee here. So just let this calm down. All right, SPY now has got to VWAP. Okay, here we go. SPY's got to VWAP. ES is almost at its VWAP. Nvidia is under its VWAP. It's trying to reclaim it. Decision time, Mr. Market. Are we going lower before we go higher, or is that enough for you? Are we just going higher here? Are we just going higher here? Got to get through that New York Open. It's got to get through that New York Open. The book looks empty. This is not what I want to see, other than this order up here, which is kind of irrelevant right now, 100 points away. Everything congregated here. Flow zones in a sell, lower time frame, only lower time frame. Anchor VWAP being lost here, New York VWAP being lost here, chopping between these levels at the moment, between these VWAP levels. All right, this is your chop zone. You need to let it just settle down. Remember, we're up very, very, very high already on the day. It's done a big, big, big move on the day already from yesterday's close. There is liquidity hanging above for it to go and attack, but you've got to give buyers the opportunity to get in at a good price to get there. That's the trouble right now. Do they want to continue squeezing up? Who's this pinging me early in the morning? Please stop messaging, guys. Stop it. My phone blowing up. All right. New York Open here, watching as we start to squeeze through. Watching this pivot here into 880s. This is an old pivot. If we reclaim, looking good here. All right, in long. All this squeeze up. See if we can take out the highs. Sorry, guys, I've got to turn this off. This is ridiculous. Stop, stop, stop. There we go. All right, ES new high day. Be careful if we get divergence here. Divergence there. ES taking out the high, NQ not playing suit because Nvidia's failing VWAP. All right, so I might need to back off this for a minute. Big divergence. Going to back off this. Did scalp some out. in there, so made that profitable, but not liking what I'm seeing here. Dino, they're very different. Yeah, they're very different, aren't they? ES is at all-time highs, NQ is not. That is about as different as you get. It means on weekly, monthly, yearly, daily, 4 hour, H1, M15, M5, M1, 1 second, 1 tick. They're different. Because if you've got one at all-time highs and one not, that is about as different as you get. All right, NVIDIA, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because you're going to hold this market down if you can't get reclaim VWAP. Watching these 80s again. NVIDIA's literally tapping on VWAP here. I think we want to shoot to the upside. It just needs NVIDIA to reclaim and go. Which I'm just not convinced of with how it's playing. Here's VWAP again on NVIDIA. What are you doing? Can you get a close over it on this M5? Yes, not holding gains over all-time highs. Well, all-time highs over its high day. All right, failed there at the highs on ES. NVIDIA failing VWAP. This is being driven by NVIDIA right now. This is the problem. I'll give you a readout. Tesla 4.78% up. Meta just under 1% up. Google 1.44% up. Apple 0.12% up. And then you've got Amazon 0.30% down. Microsoft 1.12% down. NVIDIA 2.30% down. It cannot get back above VWAP. It cannot reclaim that old range. I'm very, very, very skeptical about this market. If NVIDIA can't reclaim an old range, it might be an indication of what's to come. So I'm just very aware of that. Here's the sell on ES, now back underneath its VWAP into its lower time frame algo, letting go of all that volume trapped at the highs right now. So just trying to be very patient here. This is going to need more traps. VIX having a spike back up towards 16. That's just ripped 1.3 in a matter of seconds, all right? VIX absolutely swiping up here. Want to be careful. This is, I promise you, this is being driven by NVIDIA right now. Everyone's saying the same thing. If NVIDIA can't reclaim that old range, if NVIDIA keeps staying weak, how can this market move higher? So that's the danger right now. If it starts reclaiming, different story. We're just inside, all right? We're inside this open print. Here's your open print. Nothing changing. Inside the orb. 80-point range here at highs. I'm just flat here, folks. Well, VIX had that shove up, didn't it, and just got slapped back down. It's volatile. We're volatile. This is volatility. This is what happens. Yeah, I can see that candle. Throwing coffee all over myself there. I can see that candle. Trying to let this calm down at the moment. All right, we know we've got NFP low down here. We know buyers currently are trapped up here. All right, and we're not reclaiming for these pushes. And we haven't come and retested this or washed everyone out. So what's the danger? This is the danger. This is also still possible. Both things are possible right now. You can see it's just chopping backwards and forwards. We keep seeing sells come into the market here, lower time frame. All right, we keep seeing these sells coming, but it's just lower time frame. ES looks heavy here. coming back down to test this pivot here on ES into its lower time frame algo. Liquidity on the book does not look good, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. As I zoom out, this is not what you want to see down here. It's no orders. No one's playing ball down here. Is there anyone much lower? Is that 100 lot? 600s? Yeah. 600s and 500s is the key level this week. Remember, we've been grind up yesterday, grind up overnight. If they want to come for all those stops, if you look at your H1, if they want to come for all those stops, they can. They can. I'm not against the short if it sets up. New hourly bar coming here in 4 minutes. Hourly and 4-hour candle. The hourly low will be that NFP low. All right. So if we think about the 4-hour low, sorry, it will be the NFP low. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, NFP low. So 25s. Okay, ES retesting view up here. Canadian PMI in 3 minutes. Thank you, JD. Yeah, JD, I was watching open into close yesterday. I was telling Coop about it. I don't know if Coop's doing it with me. I'm still holding some. I still think that 640 break can get us to 8s on open. So that's what I'm looking for. Swing long. Yeah. I'm watching open, mate. Don't you worry. Looking for 8s and 10s. I think that 640 break was pretty significant. All right, ES looking a little heavy here, as is the spiders. All right, as are the spiders. They might trade down and close their gap here potentially. So into pre-market highs on the spiders here. That is 650s if you're trading the ETFs. 2 minutes left to a new hourly candle. I'm just waiting for this hourly candle. We're trading into view up. And don't really want to buy highs unless there's insane momentum coming. Oh, we don't want to range all day. That's one thing we don't want. If they're just going to let swing traders have their plays and none of us, it's going to be upsetting. One minute left here. Just waiting for this new 4-hour here, folks. Remember, once we get to 100 likes, we'll do an Apex giveaway. ES back testing its view up right now. Come on, market. Every time frame has its 21 over the 200 so far. Every single time frame is just a question of how deep do we need to pull back to let these balls back into the market. Very, 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 very bullish scenario at the moment. Almost too bullish for us to get involved in. So we're going to need some bears to get trapped in this. At the moment on ES, I'd say bulls are trapped at those highs right now. Right, here's your new 4-hour, folks. Remember, the 4-hour low is this low right the way down here. This is the 4-hour low right now, all the way down here. ES, new low of day in the New York session here. NQ coming back down to its current lower day, expanding through it. His VWAP's letting go. All right, into RBS zone now. This is our main level of interest here. Do they hold this or not? If not, then you know where we're trading to. Liquidity, 517s. EDH, okay. Come on, market, do something, please. Trap someone. What would you recommend for a good volume period? What do you mean a good volume period? 20-day or 50-day? I don't know what you're asking there, Sammy. All right, ES rolling over, leaving buyers stuck at the highs, starting to get very, very weak here. Nvidia about to test its low of day as well. If we start letting go here, this market's going to be in trouble. If we start letting go here, the market will be in trouble. So these are the areas where we can trap bears in this level here. And if we let go of it, we're going to come straight back down. ES looks heavy. Nvidia looks heavy. Rest of the market looks pretty good. Tesla now 4.24% up. That thing's flying. Meta 1% up. Google 1% up. Apple 0.25% up. Amazon 0.08% up. Microsoft 1.24% down. Nvidia approaching low of day. That's the difference. That's the divergence you have in the market right now. ES approaching previous day high here, folks. Does it find a bid here, or does it close its gap and wash lower? So far, finding a bid in front of it. Hasn't even got down far enough. We're back at VWAP. Out of the RBS zone. That was quick. Are you surprised if they don't retest here? Come on, market. Just make a decision of what you're doing today, please. Want either a deeper wash or something clear to play off structure. This is just garbage at the moment. We're playing inside the NFP. Don't want to do that. I don't want to play inside NFP. Reclaiming VWAP. New York VWAP above. Anchor VWAP above. Now doing the VWAP dance. Mate, what are you doing? Video very close to breaking lows here. Would love a trade today if you give me something. Where's this level here? It's 93 is not swept. Left that pivot intact. ES has swept that pivot. Feel like we want to trade lower first. Just looking at like what ES is doing. The book is gross, man. Why is no one coming to play today? They've all made their money, haven't they? That's a problem. They've all been swing long from yesterday on that squeeze out that we played, and they held swing long, and they've closed positions out today, and they're laughing. They're like, well, I'm not playing the rest of the day. We've made our money. We are into an RBS here. We haven't formed bullish, though. We've just drifted into it. We've not shifted into higher highs and higher lows yet. ES trading into PDH has not actually tagged it yet, has not closed its gaps, not too far away. And Nvidia hanging out at lower day currently. I don't really understand what you're saying there, Peter. They're pushing it hard where? Alex, where is this RBS pulled from? It is the high from August 28th. This one, August 28th. Let me get rid of this now. All right, we're stuck. We're stuck at VWAP. Just 97-point range so far here this morning, folks. Nvidia's about to take out that low, and it's the only real 1 week. Tesla's very, very, very strong today. So you've got NQ all over the place because you've got different parts of the mag fighting each other. I think we want to take out this low and trade down at the moment, but it's very, very difficult with the divergence. Here's Nvidia into its low of day. Not quite swept yet, getting very close. Back into RBS again. Remember, it's a daily level. ES coming into previous day high. We've got bids under here in 290s. New lower day here on Nvidia. We're coming back down. I'm telling you, we're coming to that 64. This is aggressive now. This is aggressive at this point. If they reclaim, this will be the trap. These are the Asia levels. No, sorry, London levels. 88s. If they let go of this and ES starts going for PDH and PDC, market will be in trouble. Nvidia didn't quite make it all the way down. It's washed its level. Remember, I've got an alert set for 64.70 basically. That's a massive level there on Nvidia. PDH holding so far on ES. PDH holding so far on ES. I really don't like what I'm seeing here from the divergence between the two. I think we're going to have new lows here. Lack of follow through on NQ, honestly. They can let go of this and come straight through this and knife it back down to the data lows. It would not surprise me, but there's a lack of follow through right now. And what scares me about that is sellers have failed to show up when they've had the opportunity. And do they fail to show up again just to come down here? This move here, underneath this pivot, shouldn't be that hard, given that we've left all these buyers up here, but they're making it seem very hard, like there's a lack of follow through. Maybe it's going to come now. Remember, Nvidia into this level, 64s. If it lets go of that, oh my gosh, they'll be in big, big, big trouble. Man. ES holding PDH. I'm just reluctant to pull a trigger here at the moment to the sell side, given where we are. And I think there's an opportunity to get down here. Just how we've built out here, we'd need to come up and reject 30s, basically. And just know that this is a big daily level here. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. Do we come and reject up here? Is this 1, 2, and a reclaim? I don't know. I think we want to trade down to here at the moment, just given what it's doing, but it might need a push and some clear indication of a failure. I don't really want to trade short in this block here, knowing it's a big daily level. You can just zoom out on an hourly, and you can just see this. This is an old value area high into 90s. An old point control, so they can bid off this. If they let go of it, then we go NFP low. Nvidia coming for a back test here as well, where it just broke down from this morning. Oh man, NFP day sucks balls unless you've traded early. All right, do they reject here and trade lower? Are you going to take NFP out, or are you just going to do this bullshit dance that you're doing at the moment, NQ. Need it to build out some structure. This is straight down at the moment without like a big kill candle. So it's like need something up here, retest, stay heavy, or something under here, stay heavy for me to have conviction. We're walking it. I hate seeing it walked, but we are walking it. All right, sells look good, but levels don't look good. ES coming into PDC. PDL is a very, very, very long way away, Scott, to be thinking about that. Very long way. You're trading at PDH and not even closed gap right now. PDL is all the way down at 455 on ES. That is 70 points lower or something. That's asking quite a lot at this point. Be careful thinking about that. Still waiting here. Waiting to see if we can get pushed to fail. Starting to get stuck here. Still holding sort of these London highs. I need to see a push to fail, not just a walk. If they just walk, there's not a lot I can do here. It looks like they want to take out NFP low and they're just walking it. Nvidia just rejected. Oh, mate. You're not going to let me in with what I want. PDC coming here on ES. They're literally dripping this lower. You bastards. So TP1 on ES about to be hit. They're down here already. All right, so ES is down here. All right, ES is down. Oh, my God. ES is down. Really, trading view? ES is down here. All right, so ES built out liquidity like this, failed, retested, stayed heavy, traded down. Reason NQ's being tougher to trade is they're not in sync. You got Nvidia really heavy, you got Tesla really, really strong, and you got the Amazon dancing red to green, and you got Meta up, Google up, both over 1%, and Apple 0.5%. Samuel, the best trader I never seen. Are you joking? Got to be your first day here, mate. Got to be your first day here. You can get out. All right. Spy hitting the PDC here. Oh, fucking hell, NQ. Why such a bitch today? So what have we had? Well, divergence at the high. ES came and cleared this out, trapped buyers, and then washed. We didn't clear. We got stuck. We got trapped in range, and we've done nothing. And we're dripping down. This is hard to trade when they're controlled selling like this. This is target right now. NFP low is definitely target. They've just made it very hard for me to get involved. If you got involved in this, you're doing really well. I've not seen a push up and a failure that I want to see. We're very, very, very close now to that NFP low, which is where it wants to trade back to. Gap filled already on the ES. No, ES did not get to NFP low. It's nowhere near yet. It's got a trade to 502s. Did not get to NFP low at all. You might want to check your chart there. I think we come and take out NFP low here, folks. So if you're in short, you've done well. I'm frustrated, as you can tell. Not giving me what I want to see to get involved. It is what it is. Just got to lump it. Always some absolute cretin in chat. Every day now without failure. All right. Well, here we go. It's going to go to these lows like we talked about. It's just going to go without me. Oh, this is frustrating. Frustrating for me. Literally being walked down here to it. All right, lows about to be taken. You're almost there on ES. You're almost there on NQ. Not quite. ES has got to trade and take out O2s. Or, yeah, O2.50. And we've got to take out this level here, which we're about to take, right? This white level. This is about to be taken. And then we can close gap down here. Maybe we should have been short in here, but very hard to pull that short at the highs. Am I up for the week? Yeah, big time. Big time up on the week. Yeah, it's not a big deal if I miss today. Big time up on the week. Yesterday was a killer day. All right, maybe we can see a retracement. Come on, market, please stop dripping. Stop dripping, please. Fucking hell, they are frustrating when they do this. All right, swept and taken. All right, next next level. PDH, Globex is the orange line. PDH here, Globex here, and then gap fill down here, and then we're into value areas. And this is just a straight drip, controlled drip down. This is not what I like to play short against, but hey, like we said, we don't buy the highs. We had an attempt here to see if it would hold and squeeze. It wouldn't. We wanted to get short, and it's just not given a retracement for me to get short versus. So it is what it is. Oh my days. Nvidia. Straight sell. Coming down into that 65 level. 64, I think, is the big level underneath. 64, 68, where I've got an alert set. We are just getting hammered now on this market lower. So all the bulls trap. We need a big retracement so that we can get short against it. If we're going to do that, we have to remember higher time frame is still bullish, but we have trapped buyers at those highs again. We've now swept Asia as well. All right, so we've swept all of overnight. Only thing left is PDC and then value areas from yesterday. I really want to see a push up to sell into. We're just not seeing it. I'm trying to stay calm here. This is really getting under my skin. Oh my God. VIX coming out to take that swipe high as well. All right, 1690s. We need a push. We need some relief here to sell into. Done the damage now as well. Right, back to NFP low. Do they reclaim this, or are they just going to sell versus it now? Tape's empty, man. Tape is empty. Look at that. Not good. Not good. All right, I'd say ES into PDC will be key if it reacts there. Due some relief here after sweeping. Higher the better. And we can look for like a 2-leg pullback to potentially sell into to form new lows, or if it's just going to stay really weak, it's going to make it very hard. So rejecting NFP so far. We should have left that on. Please give us a 2-leg. Please, please, please give us a 2-leg. All right, so you can see in video, so you understand what I'm looking at. Rejection of that range. This is the point, right? This is the point. Start snapping that. That's basically your neckline. This is the range rejection. That's your neckline. Then we puke. If it snaps it and recovers it, it's different. That's why I'm very, very, very aware, because that might be leading market, because it's been leading the market all year. We're rejecting NFP here, folks. We're not reclaiming NFP here. I'd like a second leg higher. This is a very shallow retracement right now. We would like a second leg higher. Oh, mate. Why didn't I short near the opening? Mag 7 was weak and stretched. Mag 7 was not weak. It was not weak. It was stretched, but I don't guess highs. It's not how I play. Yes, use the light on Bookmap to clear out all the noise here. Okay, rejection of NFP here, trading lower here. Do we trade that back down to previous day's value at this point is the question. And close this gap. This is NFP being rejected up here. Higher time frame algo being tagged here in ES. VIX looking to break out high of day. More weakness. I am now in this versus NFP. And just see if we can trade down towards previous day value if possible. I want to see if Nvidia takes that low and what it does. We're getting very close to it. Very, very, very close to it on Nvidia. If we puke under it, market will be in big trouble. So 620s are target. Now we filled the gap. All right. So now I just want to see if we can get into previous day and previous week value. We filled the gap. That huge gap up has been repriced and filled already. Is there any more room to trade lower? I think there is. Just whether they need one more retracement before doing it. Okay, come on, get heavy here. Just give me a trade. Look at the spiders. Maybe you can get spiders into 45s if they get really weak. Here we go. Come on then. Let's get back down to those old value areas. Come on. Entries up here on this breakdown. Nvidia's letting go of that level. We just crossed it. Man, trading views being annoying today. Entries here on this rejection. Down to here, partial here, looking for these now. It's a late entry, but it would not retrace up to here like I wanted. So I had to get something in, which is NFP rejection. to trade down into here. Partialing out here because Nvidia swept that level. If we stay heavy here on Nvidia, it's night. All right, if it's a sweep and turns inside, we can retrace to VWAP here on Nvidia. All right, locking most in here now because we're starting to see a reaction on Nvidia after sweeping that low. So that alert went off. We are extended to the downside here without a big retracement. Market's in a meltdown mode now. Watching Nvidia very closely here. Trading around that key level. I still think we can go low. It's just whether it needs to push up first and find new sellers. This has been straight walks down. This is just a straight channel. Anyone that thinks this is easy to short, I love all the new members in chat. Like, why didn't you short the highs? Like, because it's, for me, a mugs game. This is a very narrow, controlled selling channel. Right? This is no deep retracements in it. This is very, very dangerous. All volume left up here. Insane. Insane. Yeah, totally JD. Totally JD. Yeah, really nice wins yesterday and I think the day before. Nice work, Info Risk. Nice work. Silent, my price was right here on this transition. 15s. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 15s. So actually 23s and then an add-on size on 15s. All right, initial balance about to be set here, folks. Just remember, if we have IB rules, let's say IB is set here, we're going to play either auction theory or failed auction theory back into this zone. All right, this is key here. You can see where we built out volume and VWAPs. Everything's hanging out up there. So if it wants to give a deep retracement up there, this will be a place where we can think about a short to retest the low if it comes back there. At the moment, we're asking a lot because this market is in just straight walk down mode, as you can quite clearly see. Every pot's being sold into. They want to get to those value areas at the moment by the looks of it. Still holding some here. See if we can get aggressive here or not. Here we go. Can they stretch IB down into previous day value? Watch ES and spiders as they come into the 5-day moving average here, folks. Here we go. Well, at least we got some of this. It's turning out to be quite a good trade now. Very, very aggressive. Trading into previous week value area high, previous day value area high. These are trigger cover points here, folks. You must be covering here, must be taking some off here. This is value from yesterday if they hold this, okay? You must be covering some here. Don't know how to say it enough. You got initial balance about to be set in 50 seconds. If they want to find a bid here and trade back to VWAP based on the IB, they can do so. Guys on the book at 675. There's no one above. We're trading thin today. I don't like the volume I'm seeing today at all. And close to 5 days here across the board. Where's my SMA on here? We're getting close to 20-day on NQ. I only just see that. So back to mean. So back to mean on the NQ. All right, IB now set. Failed auction versus auction theory coming up. Come on then, what are we doing? We're going to fail? Come on then. Come on then. Let's take out previous day value and let's trade lower. Next target, previous week value area high, previous day value area high, and then previous week point of control. These are levels here. All right. So if we stay heavy versus PDC, remember this is IB now. If they want to rip up here, this would be a rotational play. They can do that. Remember, this has been a straight sell. Do not be surprised if there's a squeeze out at some point, especially if enough shorts keep chasing down here. We'll have some form of squeeze out, and then we look for the retest. That would be most ideal. But we're looking, these are your cover points. All right, these are your cover points. This is the bottom of the channel, actually, is into previous day value area high. If you look at that channel from yesterday, well, where's it from? From Tuesday, we printed an H1 channel all the way up. That would be the bottom of it. Still in this. Come on. Turning out not to be such a bad day now. Felt like I was going to miss the whole thing. Lots of stops right here sitting at 86s. And lots of stops up here at 86. If they pop those, I wouldn't be surprised to see a big old squeeze up. And it can happen very, very quick. And then we can think about re-attacking it for the move back down. We do have an old weekly point of control very close as well. Now, is a reversion possible? Yeah, off IB to here is possible. IB to midpoint, it's possible. I don't think it will even get that far. I'd like to see a push up and a failure. That's what I've been asking for all day, but we're just not seeing it. Nvidia looks like it's starting to make a bottom down around that old low. So if Nvidia can sort of push up to view up, it will help the rest of the market push up. And then we can think about if we want to take a short to re-attack the lows. Put an anchor on here. Where are you? 931. Yeah, same spot. It's amazing, like the hate I get in chat today from like new people. Mental. Especially after what I said yesterday. Especially after what I posted on social. Especially after the gifts I get. Absolutely mad. Why not a bear trap down here? Possibly a bear trap down here, like we talked about, JD. The bear trap down here would be this, right? That would be a failed auction for a trade back inside. But right now, if we think about that H1, we can afford to trade down to 560 basically. 570s, 560s. We can afford to trade down here and trap underneath. Yeah. They keep trying to sell here. I don't know why they're trying to sell so low at this point. To let it get some relief. No worries, JD. But just remember, your momentum's heavy. Higher time frame, we're still bullish, right? Momentum here is heavy. If we think about, where's my OBS? Think about what we're seeing here on the H1. All right, there's your trend we've been holding all week. There's your squeeze out. All right, probably coming back to this kind of area here. Do we find a bear trap there? Remember, buyers are now stuck up here. So one thing we must do, which I haven't done yet, is draw out that supply so we can do that lower time frame. Right, we now know without a shadow of a doubt this can go in the bin, and everyone up here is currently stuck. Right into that 20-day now. And what's this? This high time from algo? Oh, it's an old anchor. What's that anchored to? All right, we're at the 20-day, folks. We are at the 20-day. So previous week value area high, previous day value area high. If you're still in short, those are your targets. We're starting to chop sideways here at the initial balance low. We can afford some relief here, but it's not looking very willing to do it. And Foster Scott might just be right because we are gunning towards his previous day low. So I think you are going to get a huge payday. Here we go. Previous day value area high tagged here. So make sure you're covering some into here. Previous week value area high, sorry. Previous day as well. I'm going to see now. Auction theory versus failed auction theory. What do we get to play out? Lots of bids down here into 600s and 75s. Still trading lowest. Market still wants lower at the moment. It's just dripping down lower. At what point is there a relief or any relief at all ever in this market at the moment? There we go. There's some relief, a little bit of relief back up, right, off the previous week level. All right, so I'd say this PDC becomes fairly key. ES back to IB. We're reclaiming IB. Remember, if we see a full reclaim, VWAP is not out of the question. So PDC is absolutely massive here. If you see a full reclaim of PDC, then it's a problem for this market. So far, good rejection of in front of PDC, and we're trading back towards low of day. Watching this to see if they break down further here at this initial balance low. Can we come and wash previous week value, previous day value, and then get really heavy and gun down to previous week? Previous week point of control, that is, and previous day point of control. Building out liquidity down here. What we really want to see is a fail, break above, and a failure. That would be the easiest trade for us at the moment, is to see some relief, a break above, which fails, and then some failure to trade downside. At the moment, this is insane how controlled this is. VIX taking out PDH here as well. 1660s, 1640 to 1660s key on the VIX now. Come on, TradingView, please move. 10 minutes, I can see it. There we go. Come on, we want some relief. We need some relief. We're seeing tapering here. Think about the strength of this channel. We actually want some relief to sell back into so we can have a good sell point, cover some, hold some for more. That would be really nice. If we build liquidity out here sideways, we're going to need to fail and retest, stay heavy, really. Very dangerous to think about a new short position here, given what we're balancing on at the moment. Book is just so heavy. Here's previous day. If you're still in this, you are laughing. All right, point of control's coming up probably. You know, mate. Five-day coming up here on ES and 20-day and previous day low. Foster Scott absolutely smashed it today. I really didn't think we'd go straight down to that level from when he called it, but what a call. What a call from him. Oh, what's happened there? Screen just went blank. Come on, please, relief, please. Please. Nice work, Christopher. Yeah, good work, mate. Good work passing. Please, come on. Please, 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 please give us some kind of drive higher. It's not that I'm looking to long, it's that I want the ability to short at a decent price. Like I said, tapering here, we want to see a drive out. Retesting initial balance here on the ES. There is just no attempt to really drive out of this at the moment. If shorts don't get trapped here, we won't drive out. You know, if shorts can't get trapped down here, we won't drive out. We keep moving lower like this. Wow. I'm not going to be able to get any more on here, I don't think. Nvidia still holding. New lower day coming here, folks. There we go. Ah, man. POC's incoming here, folks. What is this? This is the trend. What's this? I can't see it. Previous day value area high. That was. Have I just moved that accidentally? That can't be correct, is it? I think we've already taken that out. I think that was up here. All right, into trend line here. Grey line, trend line, and previous week and previous day POCs down here. Still no relief. Zero. Absolutely zero relief in this market. Buyers are absolutely getting whacked here. So divergence at play. This was like last Friday as well, right? Last Friday as well. Just sell off into the rest of the day. I want to be a seller. I need some relief on this market. I've had some positions as sells, but I want a bigger drive out to sell any more into this. We are coming into RBS territory. If Nvidia created a double bottom and then go up, is that as some signal? No. Peter, here's a suggestion for you. Get out your swing longs if you didn't already. Don't look for a reason to hold your position. Nvidia, like I talked about, is weak, is very weak. It's rejected volume at highs. It's not what you want to see on a stock leading the market. Hopefully you sold your position this morning. All right, ES finding a little bit of a bid here off the 5-day moving average. Still hasn't taken out previous day low, which still looks like it's going to come here on the ES. Foster Scott looks like he's right here on the ES. Still want to see relief. This is just strong channel. All right, I'm going to go in P, and then hopefully we see a reaction. Oh my God. Oh. I mean, if you think this is normal, Jesus Christ Almighty. Don't blaspheme, Alex. That's rude. But my goodness gracious. I mean, this is wild. It's just like hit short and close your eyes. That's the kind of day it is. All right, SPY 5-day, ES coming into 20-day, RBS zone coming up, and previous day low. No reaction in sight. Not a reaction in sight. VIX coming into supply here, like we talked about, 1660s. It's right there. It's at 1659 right now. Will we get any form of relief on this market so that we can trade short to trade lower? Yeah, it meant movement. As soon as I left, it puked more, didn't it? And this is a nightmare situation for me. I'm going to take out all the low-hanging fruit at the moment. Right, we're in an auction day underneath the IB at the moment. That's what we're in. We need to be focused on trading lower. We need to play off some structure. At the moment, there is just a huge lack of structure. If you don't believe me, look at the 5-minute, look at the 15-minute. It is straight down. The only entry was that NFP reject, which I took here. That's the only entry it's offered. I mean, bounce might not come at all, Raf. We are trading into the H1. I mean, it should be coming. Volume, basically, is into 57s. So might as well call it 550s. There's volume 550s to 520s. You would expect some form of reaction there. If we don't react there, next level 480 and then 440. So if we don't react here, we just keep melting. I'm not in anything at the moment. That's the problem. I covered my short. Probably too early. Probably too early. Oh, just not my day. And that divergence at the high was naughty. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Watching Tuesday, Wednesday high week here. This block here. If interest rate and Dixie are dropping, why has BTC dropped so much? Maybe just uncorrelated. Could just be uncorrelation, just to pull back and have a look. I mean, clearly some supply up here failed to get above the highs. I mean, but it's still, it doesn't look too bad, JD. Still, all the time it's basing in here, it's okay, right? So new high, can still find bids here, anywhere in here to come back up higher. So still very possible. Still dripping, just dripping down. What's a weak low and your free indicator suggests other than obvious? Free indicator's got, I don't understand. Guys, can you try and talk a bit more in long form when you ask questions? Because I don't understand what the question is there. If I read out what you put, Dean, Alex, what's weak low and your free indicator suggests other than obvious? The question doesn't make sense to me. What's a weak low? Weak low is when there's no excess or it's an internal low. The other part of the question I don't understand, and your free indicator suggests other than obvious. What? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Help me out there, Dean. What are you trying to ask? Sorry, it's not your indicator. Yeah, I don't have an indicator with a weak low on, so you're probably using some SMC indicator or something like that. A weak low is either an internal low. For me, it's a low where there's no excess. When there's no excess on the low, which is like what we did at the swing low. Was that this week? 2nd of September, it was this week. That low down there is a weak low for me. There's a lack of excess on September 2nd. Okay, we're finding a bid. Woohoo! All right, finding a bid. Guess where we're bidding off? ES 20 day. All right. Are we still going to trade lower? Yes. Would we like to see some relief? Yes. Why do we want relief? Because we need a better price to short and we need bulls trapped in to go lower. So we're looking for 2 legs higher and some form of relief to short into to retest the lows where we can cover. This will be absolutely gross, but if we leave previous day low on ES and all of this down here on ES and we reclaim this, there is a long opportunity back up there. Will I be playing that? No, because it's counter trend. I will be waiting for some exhaustion to trade back lower again. That's what I'm going to wait for. Yes, relief incoming, quite right. Okay, and get rid of these because they are messy. Where can we reprice to? Well, this H1 is absolutely flipping ginormous. So it can reprice very aggressively if it wants. You'd be watching initial balance and value. How do you recognize exhaustion? Volume and delta. And so I'm not really convinced we've got exhaustion down here. All right, but when you see things like that, and that's the opening print, so I'd ignore it. If we had like a big wick excess with big volume, then that would be exhaustive move. So if we go on the way up, if we blow a load of stops, let's say we go like this, right, and leave a wick here, and we have a big volume bar here, that would be normally an exhaustive move, and then we're looking for something like that, and we're covering into these lows, right? So if we get short, we're going to cover into these lows. Okay, back to initial balance here. This is a key level, folks. Remember, they reclaim initial balance, they will have an attempt to go to VWAP. Whether it can get there or not is another thing. Do you know what? I'm going to put an anchor on from the fail point. Just want to see where these sellers are. Okay, right at Globex and PDH. All right, so this is an important level. This is average price of sellers based on volume, 700. And that will also, let's have a look. 720 is NFP. So I'm not trading this long. I'm going to wait to see if they trade up and find some exhaustion up here. And I'll try and take the short back down to retest towards low of day. That's what I'm going to look to do. They put a giant squeeze on after leaving previous day low on ES. It's going to be gross. It's possible. VIX failing those 1660s we talked about. Yeah, totally, Ken. It was walked down, but it's sort of, it was weird, isn't it? Because that's a big selling, but like, look at everything's a micro retracement. It wasn't panic. Yeah, panic would have been like candles like this, and then a little retracement, and then candles like this. This is like fairly controlled. Something like that. That's what we want. Right, IB here, IB on ES here as well, folks. ES rejecting IB here, folks. If this is all it does. All right, I've got a feeler on it. It's annoying me, so I put feeler on it. There we go, because ES rejecting IB. Go on then, come back down to lows. There we go. Lovely. All right, well, that was quick. That was quick, folks. All right, rejection of IB. Covering some into here because this is where sellers got stuck underneath this pivot. All right, and then right here. So rejection of that. If they hold this, we do this. If they let go of this, then bulls are absolutely fooked. All right, so took this down to here, waiting now to see. Waiting now to see. Yes, 6,500 is the key level to watch if extended over VWAP. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it wants to get that far. Yeah, I think we're going to take out previous day low here on ES. That initial balance rejection was pretty key, and that's also current value on the session. Looking good here to trade lower. Must be covering here. If you took this short, you must be covering some here, because if bulls hold this low, this is where shorts get stuck, right? This is the trigger point for bulls. They took longs above this. If they hold this, shorts get stuck. Make sure you're paying yourself some here, holding some runners. Come on then, market. Let's just dump a Rama. Let's go and make new lows. ES to 5-day and 20-day. Come on. Here we go. Had to wait for that retrace, but we got it. Here we go. Come on. Take out the lows. Go and take out previous day low. When ES takes out previous day low, I'll cover a little bit more. Come on. Let's fucking go. All these people talking shit in chat to me. Come on. 20-day here, ES, watching previous day low. Foster Scott, you're an absolute G. Absolute G, my friend. That's why you're a mentor in chat. What a cool. What a cool. All right, into RBS potential level here, blue. So you must be starting to take more partials. So partial into here, partial into here. If we wash this, there's an opportunity to trade all the way down into here. Here we go, folks. Here we go, folks. $20-day here, ES. 20-day here, ES. We're looking for previous day low on ES. We're looking for NVIDIA to take out new lows. We're looking to wash through previous day point of control. Remember, this is value for yesterday. If we let go of value for yesterday, we can trade to value area lows from yesterday. It's possible. It's possible, but really we should be covering here. This is a gigantic pullback. You must be paying yourself. Look at the H1 chart. Look at that RBS level. This is the edge of volume. All right, we're at the edge of volume here. I can show you. Let me build this up. All right, we are on the edge of volume here. You can see big volume shelf. All right, must be covering some here. If we keep knifing through, fantastic, but you must be covering some here. Must be covering some here. All right, holding that value area. Previous day point of control, holding this, holding that volume area so far. So seeing a reaction here. Must be covering some. Let me catch up with the chat. Sorry, I got annoyed there, but some of the hate I've been getting recently, it's not very nice. Michael says, I'm getting really familiar with market structure and understanding analysis on different time frames, but the thing I struggle with are the pullbacks and when to actually enter. You want to let a pullback happen into a key level. All right, so let's think about what happened here. We left low hanging fruit, especially on ES. Remember, ES left previous day low. All right, and we had a pullback to what? Initial balance, IBL, and that volume right here. into flow zones. All right. So do we enter on the way up? No. All right. All you have to do, wait for weakness, wait for a close, wait for the first red candle below, risking here, targeting TP1, TP2, TP3 and 4, and runners down here. Yeah. Looks good now. Looks good now. Bro, in Apex 50K account in 5 minutes with 3K target achieved. I am passed. Congratulations. Well done, mate. Yeah, 3K is the target. That's all you need to do. Well, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but I blew a PA account. Gonna have to take a break for a while till I can buy another. Sad day. What happened, Contorted? Did you try and buy it? If you were shorting on the weakness, you should have been okay. I'm not sure what happened there. Sorry to hear that. Right, into this RBS zone. Yes, right at 20-day and 5-day. They're stacked together. Previous day low, looming. That is the target for ES. Previous day low is looming. That is definitely the target for the ES. Scott, did you take any of it? I know you're traveling, but that was a hell of a call, my friend. Unbelievable call. 60, 70 point move on ES. Really incredible, mate. Absolute beast. It means you're either entering too early contorted or you're trading with too much size. One of those two things, probably. Oh, you won't get your email until the end of close today, mate. All right. They email you after the close today. It can take 2 or 3 hours after close to send those emails. Here comes previous day low, almost tagged here on the spiders and ES. Okay, so expect a potential reaction here. Nvidia about to break this low. It said its initial balance low. Big level. That initial balance low is that trigger that we talked about on the daily in H4 on Nvidia. Be very, very aware of it. Big level here. If they save this, they can come back for it later, remember. You can afford to save it and come back for it later. No problem at all. Surely it's going to come and take it out. Surely they want to take it out. Video trying to bounce off its IBL at the moment. That's what it's trying to save. Come on, new low's coming. Come on. Come on. Bit of a wiggle here. Come on. Come on. Come on, ES. Go and take it, because then you make everything easier for later in the day. Is it usually after 7 p.m. you get that email? It can differ. It depends how many people have passed on that day. Yeah, it depends how many people have passed. We're trading right into RBS here, folks. So there are some buyers trying to step up here. So you need to be paying yourself if you've been short. Do not be a new money short down here. It's one thing I should say. You should not be trying to get short in the hole down here. You will regret it. Why? Would I love to see previous day low get taken on ES? Yes, but we'll see. Tricky. Every pot being rejected here. It didn't even make it into volume up here. Didn't even make it into 65 to get rejected. Yeah, still got that low hanging fruit of previous day low. Is there anyone below now? No. Oof, just back. We're back into that dreaded range. We're back into that dreaded range. Think about the dailies here, folks. Think about what we've just traded back into. Tuesday and Wednesday, we talked about it. Yes, 4 more likes for the giveaways. Still not coming into this low volume node. I want to see if they trade into this and how they react. Man, what a harder day. It's hard, isn't it? A trending day, and I found it harder to get an entry until this one here, but this was nice. Okay, can we trade into this low volume node? How do we react once we get there? Do we reclaim it or do we reject it into and around 65s? That's going to be the question for me. So far, very clear rejection. Didn't even get there. Okay. Still in this now. Can we make a new low here? Yep, we're going to come for it. So that volume node playing dividends here. Taking some off into this low. See if we can trade lower now. Off this next push. Not going to let it come all the way back off that entry. It was a really good entry in towards that 65 after the reaction. Alex, do I get to win today? Did I get to win, or do you get to win today? Have you not had a win yet either? I'm sitting pretty. I'm sitting all right, folks. All right, so I can show you. All right, I'm doing fine, just fine. No big deal here at all. Just rotating them. I can show you. I did lose one account this morning. Like I said, that was the hedge on the 250Ks. All right. That's it. You can see. Before any of you say, oh, you've blown up loads above. That was a hedge on a 250K. I talked about it yesterday. I was going to swing some big size on the 250K on NFP. I did talk about it. Previous day low about to be hit here, folks. It is about to be hit here. On ES. I'm talking about on ES in case you're like, we're nowhere near it. On ES. Almost tagged. Once it's tagged, you've got to be risk off in case they do like a little sweep and just rip it higher. But we look good. VIX still pushing new higher day. It still looks good to trade lower here. Starting to base out a little bit on NVIDIA. Be very aware about that. Real Trini, I'm done for the day. Got some money again. Did well this week. Thank you, Alex. A good lesson in patience for trading. Here we go. We're coming lower. Come on. Please just come and take out these lows. I can cover some and we can think about what's next. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Beautiful. Beautiful. Here we go. Previous day low. Just been tagged here on ES. Okay. Make sure you've covered some in this short. Woohoo! Runners for this. Everyone talking so much gas in chat this morning. All we have to do is just be patient. All the regulars knew we'll get the trade if we're patient. I don't chase. I don't guess tops. I don't guess bottoms. We play it once it's got trap traders in. Beautiful. All right. ES swept previous day low. It's retesting that low now. This is now an under over, whether we continue to melt down from here. Michael, it depends on the trade setup. Today, I've just been rotating one account at a time because I felt like once I missed that opportunity at the high and we had divergence, I didn't want to trade them all linked. So I just navigated them one at a time. I'm just rotating. So I've just traded like another account there. So you can just see I just added this one there. And still I have a little guy on here somewhere. Which account is this? And I better start covering that. There we go. So it depends. If it's an A+ setup and I feel really good about the direction and I can get a good trade in, I'll happily link all my PAs together. If it's not, if I feel like, you know, I've missed the opportunity, which I definitely felt like here, and we left volume trapped up here, we didn't sweep, ES did sweep, we got stuck and we just drifted. Once we got that drift, I was like, I can't trade them all together now, you know, because the opportunity of the sell was here for down and I've missed it, which is fine. So I had to wait for a retracement too short. We can still come lower here if we want to. But obviously the lower we go, the worse the setup becomes, right? Because we're looking for shorts because it's the pro trend on the day. New hourly bar here. And if this one hourly wants to like shift right up, it can. Think about the last since here. Red to green level will be at 545s. Basically, is that right? Let me just check that. 550s. This basically is your red to green level on this hourly. So if we reclaim this, the hourly can go green and see a retrace. Why does that not look right? But it is 550. Where's your hourly bar? Here. Right, that's your red to green level on the hourly. We're literally trading into it. QQQ is the only one that didn't take out previous day low. SPY, SPX, NQ. NQ hasn't taken it either, mate. NQ's not taking it either. It's down here on NQ, 410. This green line. So NQ's still yet to take it. Right here, dude. Just in case you haven't seen that, QP. No, it's all good. I just want to make sure you knew that in case. One green trade, yes, all you need. You know. Have we made money? Yes. The end, right? The end. Our job, make money, the end. That's all that matters. We make money, we move on, we go again. That's literally all that matters. Have I potentially missed a huge trade opportunity? Yes. Did it set up how I wanted? No, not really. Hindsight, looking back, was there trade opportunity there? Maybe with a divergence, but I think they made it bloody difficult. You know, if we think about back to up here, just delete this for a second, we'll go back to it. All right. I'm not willing to get short when we're holding above this range, right? We trap volume there, we break below. Do we ever come back and retest that? Like there's a micro retest here, but does anything ever come back to retest this? No. All we do is straight dump and sweep. Still dumping, still dumping, still dumping. The first bounce is into IB and we take it short. It's the first available trade setup for me. It's the first available trade setup because I don't take the breakout there. I'm not annoyed with how I've played it. Like I just don't think it's set up. You could argue, I could argue this micro retest gave me availability. We went into a sell, we broke underneath, but we're playing under over all these VWAPs. Was there a short there? Yeah, but how do I not know it's going to do that at that point? I don't, especially when ES at that point was up at these highs. So anyone saying like, why didn't you short the highs? Well, that's why I didn't short the highs, because the setup wasn't there. Had we done this, all right, broken under here, clear rejection, right, I would have been short all the way from up here, walking it down. Just like yesterday. That would have been the opposite trade to yesterday where we got long, all right? Because the big difference is we swept, which we didn't do today, and we pushed and reclaimed and based for the move higher, all right? And we got long right here yesterday, didn't we? So, you know, I'm playing my system, I'm playing my setup. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. So unfortunately, when they're not, all I get, you know, all I got today really, I had 2 attempts, was I had 2 break-even longs earlier as well. I think it was longs. Where's my short button? All right, so I'm short here. Partialed here, and out now fully. And the other short I took was on the retest right here. Same kind of trade, and I covered this one too early, unfortunately. I will have to review it. I was short there, and I think I covered some into PDC and some down here. But it's still, you know, that's still good trading. I'll take that all day long. All day long. That's still from 15s down to 30s. So, you know, 70 odd points. And from 22s, and my final cover was down. So it's 100 points there as well. It's still good trading. It's good technical setup and trading. All right. It's good technical setup and trading. Yeah, don't worry, Coop. You had your biggest day for ages yesterday, right? No big deal. Yeah, that's literally exactly it. Info risk. Exactly it. It won't drip up. It won't drip up. It will squeeze up if it's going to squeeze up. I don't think it's going to drip up. Won't be like yesterday. If it's going to move, all right, they can set a lower high here versus this, right, and retest that low and come down for here. Or they reclaim this, and this will be the squeeze trigger to come back to where? Well, here's your view up off the high, off the breakdown. This is average price of sellers right now, right here. This is value on the day. There's a node here, so if they trade through this, they trade to value. If they trade through this, they're going to try and attempt these VWAPs, all right? I'm not going to play longs today. I don't care. It doesn't mean I'm short down here now. We've done the damage, just in case. Can we come down here today? Yeah, we can. But ES has already done that move, so we've got to understand that. Melt up would be good, yeah. Melt up would be amazing. Longs now, bulls will want to hold 60. They will want to hold 60. Think about where shorts are trapped. They're trapped under here right now. Right, the guys that chased underneath this, they're trapped under here. If bulls hold this, this would be a higher low, and then you might get like the move into these. If they don't hold this, then, you know, this will just be probably a 61 retracement of this pivot, and we'll probably trade back down here. So this is the opportunity for bulls to hold. But again, I'm not playing longs today, because why? Because higher time frame are in a sell. Man, I need to stop reacting when I get like most of you, well, all of you guys in chat regular are the nicest, kindest people. I'd love to do a meet up and have a beer with you all, but occasionally, I don't know why it matters to me so much, but when someone comes in here and they haven't taken the time to, you know, listen to me, learn from me, understand who I am, and they just sling stuff, it actually hurts. You're just like, mate, I'm here for free trying to help. Like, why the need? But I need to just ignore it. Especially, I just keep thinking of that young trader who took his own life this week because of stuff like that. And you're just like, it's just so irresponsible for people to do it. It's so irresponsible. Can someone please confirm my messages are going through? Keeps getting errors. That's, I think, the first one I've seen today from you, mate. I think it's the same one, first one I've seen. I've had to wait for that squeeze all session. Can't trade walk downs like that. We've seen a few recently. Yeah, exactly, mate. All right, so you're seeing a reaction. Bulls are trying to hold this level that we just talked about. All right, these wicks here, bulls are trying to hold these wicks here. If they hold that, that's your first higher low, and then going to try and do a flag up to this. Through this can trigger a bigger squeeze into here. All right, so you can see the structure play out. I told you this ahead of time. If you want to play counter trend longs, you are welcome to do so. I'm not playing that today, but this right here just confirmed a higher low, didn't it? Here's your flag. Here's where they're going to try and get to. Through this, a bigger squeeze. This would be your TPs. If you're playing the longs, that's it. I just gave it to you before this even formed. It's not something I'm willing to play because it's counter trend. It's very, very risky. It's a see money, take money trade. But there you go. Hopefully you can see the structure of why. Why? Because we had resistance, 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 resistance became support. All right. And now this is the next level for them to aim for into here. The last, sorry, I'm just trying to read up. Hey, Foster Scott. Scott, did you get that whole move, mate? Or did you just call it while you're driving? I know you're like on the move. If you got that, phenomenal. Just phenomenal, buddy. Super, super. I mean, even the fact that you called it is impressive. Contorted. The last 3 weeks have been the same. Monday, eval account. Tuesday, passed. PA green Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, blown. That sounds to me like you're oversized then. Because if you're passing in one day, 1 or 2 days, then you're oversizing probably. That's what I'd say is happening there, contorted. Which means you need to size down so you can have wider stops, especially on days like today when the ATR is up. Right? ATR today's hit as high as 60 points per 1 minute. Some people are just bad. Yeah, and probably trolling because you missed the short. Yeah, that is why they're trolling. So what though? Did they get it? Like, and what's a missed thing? Like, well, I got this to here and I got this to here. So what did I actually miss? This? Well, I still got the same there and the same there just by being patient. Probably the same people talking shit were long blow up. So just is how it is. Saw your last two messages. Don't let people like that hurt you. Yeah, exactly. I just need to start ignoring it. Your quantity is just one. What are you trading? A 50k account? Don't trade a mini then, especially when the ATR's up. Go to a micro, trade 2 to 3 micros. You don't need minis. Thank you, Fresh Video. That means a lot. No, I know the noise. I know you're not offending at all either. You're definitely not offending me saying that. You're probably spot on. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly it. Order flow today. Let's have a look. Let's get the book map up and have a little look. Make it bigger for you. Zoom out a little bit here, guys. All right, what would I say? I would say that off the open, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, we can see really heavy selling came in this range, and we saw countless attempts for dip buyers to hold, right? So you had 150, 150, 50, and 250. These are single buyers, right? And they were all at that average price, I would say, of 850 and around. So if we look back, right, 850 was kind of the level where once we let go of that, these attempts to absorb got absolutely hammered. If we look at the other side of the tape, look how strong this selling was. All right, some huge numbers up here. Once we got below 850, big sales come in, like almost a 400 lot there came in underneath 800, and we've just walked down. And you've seen continuous attempts to buy the dip. Look at these attempts to buy the dip: 57 lot, 72 lot, 212 lot, 132 lot, 150 lot, 107 lot. The problem is, when they've attempted this, have we seen a reaction to move upside? No, which means the tape's heavy. It doesn't matter what these dip buyers are doing, we're selling through them today. And it's these dip buyers which become sellers, which is why this tape has moved straight down, right? They've literally just gone straight down because these guys, this is the same as shorting highs, right? Anyone who was short and add on the way up, this is the same thing on the way down. Trying to catch a knife, try catch 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 knife. These guys all blow up, which is why we've dripped down. So if we go back to the actual move here, we said 850s was where they were trying to absorb it, right? Let's just look at this. What's the edge of this right here? It's just under that, all right? Point of control right now, 850s. Look at that, point of control. Most volume was traded at 850s, like we could see on the book map, all right? And we got thin under 830, and the ads started coming in, gonna get this right, from 700 all the way down to 600. So these guys basically got liquidated here, right down here, and then they kept trying to buy the dip, 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 down to 600. They got liquidated here. Once they were out, we gave them a bounce for some relief, and we sold back into them. All right, so the tape has been non-stop heavy, but this was an attempt to buy, all right, from 7 to 6. This was an attempt for them to buy, and they didn't have success. So that means if we stay heavy, all right, versus these levels here, they're never going to get out. They're going to remain stuck here. If we reclaim that, we know we're thin in this move here, and there's a potential squeeze straight back into here. I don't think we do that today, but I'm just making you aware. That's where it is. Buyers attempted here, buyers attempted here. All right, between these levels was liquidation, and we're thin. All right, that's how I would describe that. You can see it here, and you could see it on the book map when we just went over it. Does that make sense? That's why I struggled in here, because all the buying took place here, and then all we had there was a liquidation, but it was very controlled walking down. They didn't let, you know, we don't see some giant bars here. We're not seeing like an 80-point bar with a tiny retrace and then another one. Right? Everything is rebalanced. Every single 1 minute bar here is rebalanced. If we zoom into this, this was very, very well controlled. Right, let's see how many engulfing bars we have. No, 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 no. One engulfing bar here. Retraced. Engulfing bar here, not retraced. So that's worth noting. And where was that? 700. So that's where the dip buying started. And this is where they've tried to dip all the way down to 600. Right, so all of this was a buying attempt and failed. If we have a look at the new indicator for that, it's probably magnificent. All right, so if we traded inside bars, right, we get the cross here on a 2 minute. So your inside bar is at that 700 point. All right, so they tried to trade bulls from here. There's your trigger short. We get another one here, trigger short. We reprice that inside bar, trigger short. So that's a really nice play anywhere from here, which also shows you all of this was noise. All right, this was noise, and this is where the shorts really took place for pro trend. And my entry today, my best entry was 22. So I actually took that short. So the more I look at this, the less I'm annoyed about how I traded it. Now we're trying to do what? We're trying to do that trigger squeeze we just talked about. All right, so we go back into here, make sure I'm on the right channel. Here we go. So reclaiming IB, like we talked about. Shorts, if you're in this long, we talked about taking the longs from here. If you're in this long, you look very good. You've got to take a TP here, folks. All right, because you're at IB and you're at volume. Take one TP here, then I'd be looking for 660, and then I'd be looking for 700, and then 730, and anything above that is a bonus all the way up to here. If they manage to do that, I find that somewhat unlikely. I think this is probably going to be a squeeze up to then find sellers again. But you look good. If you're in this long, or any of you in that long from this bear trap under here we talked about, 560 was the level. So you're already up big on this. If we go from this high into this low, yeah, if you get 700, you've done very well. Buyers don't stand a chance on a walk down. Yes, correct, Ken. Very, very true. Dean, you took the counter trend. Nice work. Mohammed, no worries. Normally I buy the lows and keep buying, then max loss. Don't do it anymore. No, yeah, good man, Jack. The last retest of the IBL didn't work out well for bulls. Look like they're trying to go there again. Yeah. I mean, it's why you've got to take, we know, it's big volume here. What did we just say? 700 to 600 is where they kept attempting to buy. It's where they kept attempting to buy. Caught the long. Shane, you took that long. Nice. Dean took the long. JD took the long. Shane took the long. I played it but banked instead of holding. I still played it. Nice work. Lots of you took that long. It makes sense. All right. It makes sense. If you wait for structure, what is the difference between everyone buying this? All right. Buying this. We're under flow zones. We're walking down, walking down, walking down, walking down. All right. Here, previous day low on ES gets tagged. What's this? Boom. There's your W. There's your long trigger. Thanks very much. You've just made really good money. Partials here. And if you get up there, fantastic. What you do not do is add on the way back in now. Don't do it because you counter trend. Do not be adding to a winner in this kind of environment here. Because if this wants to come right down here, it can. All right. So you should have your stop in the money and you're looking to see, you know, if they start popping these guys and you get an explosive move up, then you make a lot of money for a very low risk trade. Alan took it as well. I'm not trolling. I love your trading. Your IB video changed my trading. No, it's all good. LJ, did I say you're trolling? I didn't think you were trolling. No, oh, when you said nice drawing. Well, I'll draw it on so that you guys can choose whether you take it. I mean, I'll say whether I'm going to take it. I've made it very clear since we've been in a sell. I'm not taking longs today, but like I said, you guys can take the longs. I like focusing on the pro trends, which means, you know, I'm waiting for this H1 to rebalance, which it started to do. We're starting to come into this volume. All right. If we start to see rejection here, there's probably a short trigger. Ideally, it does a little pop up and then we come down here. And if we let go that low, we know where we're going. The hardest thing right now is that we've got half an hour to lunch. We've done the damage for the day. NVIDIA is trying to get back up to VWAP. Right, if it rejects VWAP once it gets back up there, there's a nice play. If it starts reclaiming VWAP, then all of you who are long, you might be laughing because you might get a giant squeeze up into here, which would be amazing for you. I hope you get it. I hope you get it. But yeah, I'll always draw out what I'm looking at. It doesn't mean I'm going to take it, but this made sense, right? We talked about this down here. If we break above and hold, which it did, right? So now you can see, why does structure matter? It matters on every time frame. That is clear structure. It's the nicest structure we've probably had today. Now you're in a nice bullish trend. If we can get above these levels here, 38s, we can cause a squeeze. And if we think about what that would look like on an hourly bar, we are repricing what? Thin structure. We know above 667, we're thin. All right. Above PDC, we've defended PDC. Above PDC, we're thin. You can see the bars. We can go in lower time frame. You can see it. Above PDC and VWAP off the high, we're thin. All right, so covering some into here. If you get lucky, you get that move. It will be lucky. You know, there's no guarantee you get that. Like I said, all I do every day is take the same trades. They're either there or they're not. Why does my algo go buy instead of pullback on this move? As in, why is it showing a buy instead of a pullback buy? It's the first time we flipped. All right, so on a 1 minute, it's the first time we flipped. If this goes red, all right, it would go pullback. I don't think I've put pullback. I've got it on here at the moment because it clutters the stream for me. Yeah, so if I put pullback on, it would go. If we make this red again, it would signal pullback sell. Yeah, I'm going to take that off because it just gets a bit busy to stream with it on. Don't you think that the last night's rally was perfectly engineered for today's sell off, taking into account NFP2? Yeah, I do. I do, and we talked about it in Discord. It's exactly what we talked about on a weekly model. Absolutely everything we talked about. But I didn't want to be short guessing the tops. All right, did not want to be short guessing the tops. I wanted momentum to come in and offer that sell. If we think about, I mean, we went above where I thought we would get on the week for the drive up. If I'm honest, I didn't think we'd even make it this far up. But yes, obviously needed to make a new high. But we talked about this weekly model playing out. I can show you my pathing for this morning and the over-under levels. Okay, right here. This was the pathing. 800 was the trigger. Either hold for a push or fail under 800 versus this naked point of control, which we came towards. I don't think we actually cleared it. And 800 to 500 was a sell. We talked about that pre-market, so let's think about that. $800 to 500. Where did we get to the low of today? 506. It's pretty good. That was given pre-market, right? Obviously, I just wanted that. All right, it's all I wanted. Didn't come, so I had to wait. Your squeeze looking better and better here. So how they act here into PDC in this VWAP is going to be absolutely key, folks. Absolutely key. Very hard to trade on your phone, dude. But either way, that is a phenomenal call. And if you made a bit of money with it, I'm super proud of you, mate. Just a killer call. Really, really good. Oh, yeah, you need to be trading MNQ contorted on a 50K MNQ. What's the purple dots on your free indicator? 2-leg pullbacks. Yeah, 2-leg pullbacks on the free one. So that's the sell signal. I don't know if we've had any 2-leg pullbacks. If this does a 1-2 and it finishes, it will maybe offer a 2-leg pullback if it stays in a sell. Green dots are 2-leg bullish pullbacks. Wealth charts definitely supports MNQ. You want MNQ 09-25. No, it will support it. Just make sure you got the right contract on. It definitely, well, I've never traded Wealth, but they will support it. 100%. Abraham was down 1K, now up 1K. On that squeeze, I'm guessing you're long. You might have been a bit early in here. Okay, here we go. So getting some relief now on the squeeze. Off the blue box into PDC and VWAP. If we squeeze through that, 50% and these other VWAPs are possible. This is VWAP off the high. No, it's not. What's that off? Off the NFP. This is your NFP VWAP, this white one that we're trading into. I might have to make this another color. Let's do that white and we'll do the top one red because I know that's off the high, off the sell. That just disappeared. What the fudge has that just done? Oh, I did it orange. Okay. Hang on. You gotta go orange, red, mate. You gotta go white, sorry. There we go. All right, off the sell, into VWAP off the sell. This is off NFP. All right, so we might get stuck here. Must be selling some here, as in not short. If you've been long, you must be selling some here. Well, it actually ended up pretty good day, didn't it? For a guy that was getting annoyed at the start, it's actually ended up a really good day. Just shows you just got to wait and hang around enough and something will come. Something will develop to trade. ES. All right, NVIDIA is at its VWAP right here, right now, folks. All right, NVIDIA's at that VWAP right here, right now. If it starts reclaiming that VWAP, we have a sort of block that we failed from this morning. I'll clean up some of these charts. What is that left one? Yes, it can go in the bin. And this can move up. All right, maybe ES can get up to its New York VWAP and higher time frame algo. Again, ES is getting into the level where we trade a bit thin. We're at the edge right here. Very similar to where we're at on NQ, where we get thin through this. Can reprice very quickly if it wants. Let's see if there's any sellers above. 800, which is where we failed from. So if this... Remember, we have not retested this level that I was looking for this morning. And if we come up and do a V-shaped recovery, we can retest that level where those buyers are stuck. It would surprise me to do it in a day. Thanks for doing this live stream. First time here. Saw a video of yours and started to understand more about trading. That's awesome. Thanks for joining. All right, let's do a giveaway because market's on a drift higher. Let's do a giveaway for chat. Okay, as always, first giveaway today. All you've got to do is type FZT into chat. Type it once, lowercase. That's all you've got to do. FZT into chat, and in a few minutes, we give away an Apex account for you guys. Give it another couple minutes here, folks. All right, PDC here. PDC here. Man, that opening range sell. It's the only thing I think maybe could have attacked was that opening range sell. I feel like this is covering it, which isn't helping. Yep. That was probably it. Still got to learn, still make errors sometimes. Always looking to refine execution. All right, well, how high are they going to take this? Almost at New York VWAP and VWAP here on ES, so not too far away. PDC right here, right now. And like we said, we get thin through here. Nvidia is over its VWAP and it's trying to see if it can find a bid here now as it back tests it. If it holds it, it looks good. If it cannot hold it, it's going to be a major, major problem, I would say, and we'll start selling. There we go. So what we do at IB here, probably important, and the flow zones. You can see rejecting PDC we talked about. This is a big, big level. We just, well, I don't know if we flipped it because I've just zoomed out, but let me just keep this here. Let's do this giveaway now. Let's pull a winner. All right, rolling a winner. The winner is D Dare. Deedare. Make yourself known in chat. Let's make sure you're here. D Dare, you are the winner. Are you here? Are you still in chat, or have you left? Let me know if you're here. Otherwise, we'll have to re-roll. You wish, Dean. D Dare, it's right here. D Dare. Going to give you 30 seconds to let me know you're here. Otherwise, we're going to re-roll. There we go. D-Dare is here. First time winner. Okay, D-Dare, what you need to do, email me at info@flowzonetrader.com. All right, and just send me a screenshot of the back end of your YouTube so I know it's you. And I'll sort you out with a free Apex account, any size you want. All right, congratulations. I'm seeing some rejection here. Needs to put in a higher low here if they're going to continue the squeeze. And NVIDIA let go of VWAP, just so you guys know. NVIDIA is letting go of VWAP at the moment. So trying to find a bid off these values and current day value. So at the moment, we can say currently, under here, we have a failed auction. Why? Because value is here. This is excess. This is initial balance. If we hold this, maybe it can trade up to here. If we squeeze and reject here and get stuck under here, we will make a new low. So it's all to play for at the moment, and you're only, what, 10 minutes away from lunch. All right, so it's battlegrounds now while they make the decisions. Have they... is this relief enough? Have they been like, okay, that's enough. Let's retest the low. Let's sell back down. Or, hey, enough with the selling today. Let's calm down a little bit. Any questions in chat? Hopefully some of you guys had a good day. D-Dare. I'm guessing D-Dare is not a DJ. Oh, Myron, I just took off the drawn one and just put on VRVP. It's not as good, but it was just annoying me being on the left. So I don't know if it's as accurate because it will move based on what's on screen. So let's have a look if it's as good. It's not quite as good, but I've tried to make the settings similar. It's not bad. I talk about it in that volume profile video. I talk about it. If you use VRVP right here, right, it's a good hack for it. No worries. On Bookmap regarding numbers, are those only available on the MBO bundle? Yes, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, strong sell coming in there. rejecting this volume again. All right, battle is continuing here. If they start getting heavy here, they will attempt to retest the lows. All right, this is what we just talked about. Why you had to be covering some of, or selling, I should say, some of your long position. All right, there is a battleground here now between this value on the day and PDC. Reclaim that. There's a new squeeze higher. Fail this, they can afford to come back down and retest these lows. Nvidia is just bouncing around at VWAP right now. Sloth, you just need to send me your TradingView email as well. Not email, TradingView username. I just emailed you. Take care, Contorted. Yeah, see you next week. Have a great weekend. Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting right now to see if we get stuck. Do we come back down? Do we have unfinished business under here? Or do we put in a higher low somewhere here and we're going to do a new squeeze? Like I said, I'm not trading the longs today. I'm not trading longs today. I'll look to see either we get stuck here and leave volume trapped, or we expand. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Higher up here and then do the same kind of move. But I'm not touching longs today. Not for me. Why is the mouse doing this? What is going on, TradingView? Stop it. All right, I'm going to use the bathroom again. Maybe we move if I use the bathroom and heat a coffee up, if we're lucky. Oh, it didn't work this time. Hoping it would work. 6 minutes left till lunch. Oh, we're going to start seeing a fail here. Oh, we're going to start seeing failures. Big levels here. We let go. If they don't protect this node, we drop. If they protect this node, we can come back into this. So it's decision time. But the low hang. Why? Anyone know why this happens? What is going on? Stop flicking around. Did it earlier today as well. That's better. Have to restart TradingView. Is that what it is? So annoying. Okay, so still holding. Maybe a second leg up here. Possibly a second leg up here. Damage has been done, though. Damage has been done this session. Bulls got hurt. But still, we can still close above yesterday's high. Mental. That daily chart is horrible. Just check the weekly here for a second. That week's awful. Especially if we close at 600, between 6 and 5. Just huge wicks both sides. Clearing out both sides as well. Just awful. Just awful. Still seeing failures here, chopping around. Yes, rejecting that low volume node into 85s. We didn't even make it that high on the Qs. Nvidia stuck at VWAP, and we are at lunch in 90 seconds, folks. You're starting to see a bit more weakness coming to this market. I don't trust a thing right now, given that we've already done that damage to the downside. If NQ wants to drift lower, it can go for previous day lows. It's available to do that if it really wants to, but we will need to see it really show some clear momentum downside and start giving up. At the moment, it's just chopping around. This can be a pullback which holds to go higher still until it really shows an unwillingness to reclaim. Yeah, it's nothing to do with the wireless mouse, Johnny. It's Trading View, and I don't have a wireless mouse. I'm plugged in. I still think we might want to move lower, but I just don't trust it. Yes, done the damage, but if Nvidia cannot reclaim VWAP and wants to roll over, that will help the market get weak. We're seeing a bid here beneath 16s on an old RBS level on the VIX. You might want to trade upside on a squeeze. That will help the market roll. But right now, this is building bullish continuation. So I want to be very cautious about thinking about anything else. Because this can just be a flag to trade highs. It can be bullish continuation, one leg, flag, second leg up, and then maybe, unless we fail and start to trap all these buyers in this volume again. All right, so unless we trade under and reject this to come back down, we need a cover point here, runners down here. They might save that for next week. Yeah, take care, Ken. Have a good weekend. Sorry, I'm just seeing that in chat now. Take care, buddy. Have a great one. Yeah, anyone in Discord, just remember, Coop will do your the live stream tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern time. for those doing Coop's Corner. Make sure you're there. He's giving you his advice and time every week for free. Make sure you're using that time to learn and develop. That's it for me, folks. That was a good day in the end. Really good day in the end. You have to be patient for it. There might still be more juice left in this market yet. So you just have to see. For everyone else, I'll see you Monday. Look out for that weekly newsletter. It will go out on Sunday morning. Okay, we'll review the current week. I'll let you know levels I'm looking at for next week. Any big news or anything that I'm expecting. How we close today is going to be really important. Really, really, really important. Because that is another failed breakout of the high on ES. And that is a clear rejection again on NQ. But we're in a range. This range we've been in NQ goes back to mid-August. We're almost a month into this. And it's a big range as well. We've left those equal lows, 23,000 and 40s or whatever they are, and rejecting that old supply at 900 and above. So, just under basically a 900 point range. On the daily, you can see it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, so look out for the newsletter at the weekend. If there's any good offers on, I'll post them at the bottom of the newsletter. If you want to support the stream, do me a favor, use FCT as your code if you're going to buy a prop firm. Other than take profit, you'll need to use Flow Zone in there. All the links are down below. All that money goes back into the stream and doing things like developing indicators for you guys. And yeah, I'll be back next week. Trade safe. Have a good day. Be kind to each other. It doesn't cost anything to be kind, right? Be kind to each other. Don't be one of these people being negative, right? Just remember there's someone on the other side who's going through something. Don't be horrible to people. Be nice. It doesn't cost you anything. Peace and love, everyone. I'll see you Monday, and look out for that newsletter Sunday. Peace out.